new week. This is the 8th day of June 2026. My name is Nyamgul Agaji, and this is how I welcome you to the front page review on your darling station, Voice of the People 90.3 FM, Lagos. The program will bring you the headlines from our national dailies, and then we connect with you to talk about these headlines. First, let's join our brother Rufai Hussaini to tell us what the headlines that concern him this morning are. And when we return, we'll talk about the rest of them. Do stay with us. Good morning, Rufai Hussaini, and welcome to the program. Please tell us what the stories making the headlines that are concerning to you this morning.
A couple of stories making the round. The very first story today is a very, very important story. It's a story of a kidnapping of a 9-year-old pastor's son in a community in Ondo State. And it just shows that kidnapping is rife. And the question is, what is government doing about it? Is this about 16 days after the initial kidnapping of the kids in Borno and Oyo? Nobody's even talking about the kids in Borno. That's even the sad part. That's what I'm most disgruntled about. The fact that nobody's even talking about the kids in Borno. Everybody's focusing on the kids in Oyo. The kids in Borno too, their life also matter. So please, everything should be done to ensure that we release everybody in kidnappers there, because we can't build a country where people are just kidnapped. Now another 9-year-old son of a pastor is being kidnapped. Now another 9-year-old son of a pastor is being kidnapped. And that's a very sad one. It's a very sad ordeal for our country. These are the things that just make all of us fret. But anyway, concerning another kidnapping case that happened way back in the past, the Supreme Court has finally ruled and upheld the death sentence. So maybe this will serve as a deterrent, for people that are doing this heinous crime of kidnapping and that are just destroying the lives of people with their kidnapping. So that's another good one. There's an investigative report by Premium Times that shows the lack of staffing of primary health care centers in the country. You see, these are the things we keep talking about. The government's ability to be able to fix problems with primary health care center and the basic things that make us human, the basic care and need of government, education, primary health care center. It's not just about student loans. You see, student loans, yes, it's still a loan in the end. But what about the actual investment in this sector? What are the budgetary release to the healthcare sector? What's the state of the PHCs? If your PHCs are in a deplorable condition, then you can never, I repeat, you can never have a very good leeway economically in the country, because your primary healthcare centers will also add to the economic health and vitality of the people. If people are sick, they can definitely work. So these are the challenges and these are the conversations I want us, to be having from time to time and be asking all of these questions, because if we don't ask these questions, we don't move forward as a nation. How can you have a country where most of your PHCs are down? They are complaining of understaffing. Staffing situation is very poor. You have situations where people don't even get access to doctor. It's just a very sad ordeal. And when you have sad ordeals like that, what only happens is that a nation starts to break, it starts to disintegrate, and the foundation for democracy is weakened. And I've got some quick reaction to the words of former OB spokesperson, because when people like Andy living in bondage now, Kenneth Okonkwo, is coming out to say that a vote for Obi is a vote for Tinubu. So he did not know the Obi that he was marketing, that was not a good enough candidate in the last election. Now, because you're falling out with him now, means that you should try to bring him down because you are working at people's playbook. Is that it? How will the vote for Obi be a vote for Tinubu if it's not from the talking script of how you should blackmail your opposition and all of that they are doing? It just smacks of a lot of hypocrisy when you look at it. These guys just say things when it favors them for whatever reason they have, and when it doesn't favor them again, they change and they twist the narrative until the time it favors them. So, these are challenges we have. These are circumstances we have. These are what people are all about. And if care is not taken, and if you believe everything these political actors say, then it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. There's somebody on, I think some political scientists at Folabi trying to justify removal of subsidy and everything. See, let's be realistic. Removal of subsidy had failed on its promises. The promises of the removal of subsidy was that the investments and the savings from it will be spent on many things. And this idea that we are not collecting loans again is just an idea that smacks of hypocrisy. We've collecting loans. A lot of our loans were priced up because of the devaluation of the currency. And we've not seen major infrastructural spending. Even the so-called touted roads that they did, the coastal road, is still a $1 billion loan for the 47-kilometer stretch. So you will have thought that, oh, it was the removal of subsidy money that will be added, be able to fix infrastructure. But we don't see all of that. All we just see is that pathetic narrative and lies to a lot of people. See, when President Jonathan removed subsidy, because they keep acting like, oh, in 2014 there was no removal of subsidy. No, there was actually, some part removal of subsidy, and it's not today they've been removing subsidy. A lot of the money was reinvested in a vehicle called a SHOP, the Subsidy Reinvestment Program. Because after the price were jacked, there was a part removal. So this money was reinvested in a vehicle, and at least a lot of people benefited from Shopee. The question we should ask, I remember that time we saw Shopee buses. The question we should ask is, what has this money been used for? That's just all we're asking. That we are stupid, or we are deluded, or we don't know what we're saying. And these are the things we keep asking them for accountability, and they don't always answer. And it's just a sad ordeal, very sad ordeal. Right, still some stories making the rounds. It's a very sad one that is happening. The wife of the general that was kidnapped is now seen on video begging for her life. We would like to beg all of those involved to please ensure that this woman doesn't die, ensure that she's saved, ensure that life is not just snuffed out of her like that. It's just sad that our security situation has become so volatile, and it's something really very painful at this point in time. We just hope that everything will be done to ensure that this woman doesn't lose her lives. It's a very sad ordeal, and it's a very painful ordeal at that, and for that matter. She's the wife of a general. She's been kidnapped for a while. And the general, also former major general in the military, speaks volumes about the state of play of the security situation in the country. We can just only hope and pray for protection, for healing. So a couple of stories making the rounds. Nigerian Air Force has deployed surveillance aircraft to track abducted Oyo teachers and pupils. That's a good one. Court declares National Assembly's 110 billion SUV allowance spending unlawful. So the Federal High Court has declared that National Assembly's controversial 110 billion vehicle allowance, ruling that spending 40 billion on 465 vehicles and 70 billion in support allowance of newly elected lawmakers was an aberration to public trust. The court also ordered Godswill Akpabio, Speaker of the House of Rep, Tajudeen Abbas, to ensure that all future procurement and expenditure funds by the National Assembly follows due process. I'm happy that people took them to courts and they've been able to point out their shenanigans, because I remember when they were talking about that immense amount of money then that was used to buy all sorts of cars for them. So it is very sad one. Post-primary tears ADC apart. Bandits demand release of fighters or for abducted army spokesperson. That case is still on. We are still looking at that case, as with many other cases also making the rounds. How brutal JAS terrorists relocated from northeast to northwest and now southwest. It's a very sad ordeal. All I see are videos with guns pointed at her. Families of Oyo captives recount ordeal. Border control, petrol freely smuggled out. Rice is smuggled out despite 60 checkpoints in the country. So, for those that were making the argument that the subsidy removal was to cut corruption and everything, is petrol not still being smuggled out as we speak? Is rice not still being smuggled out? So, you see all the arguments they just made. Yes, we know we needed to cut our bill and our budgets and things like that. But all the promises they made to the people, did they do it? I think those are the questions we have to keep asking them. Did they do it? Did they fulfill all of those promises made to the people? UNN dismissed terror attack rumors, ban use of motorcycles on campus, how OPHK troops rescued 360 Ngoshe captives in Borno, and the US drones downs Iran drones near Hormuz as war reaches its 100th days. Oni urges Yoruba monarchs to deploy traditional means against banditry, and Oni, while expressing concern as regards insecurity in the region, urged traditional rulers to collaborate with the government in order to restore order. He said this while speaking at the grand finale of the Ifa Festival, and he tasked traditional rulers to strengthen collaboration with government, to be able to bring peace and sanity to our region. These are some of the stories making the rounds today. Still part of the stories making the rounds. Troops rescued 360 kidnapped victims in Borno, which is a very good one, a very laudable one. We praise the Nigerian troops for that 360 people kidnapped, and that's been a good one. In the Ngoshe axis, it shows that our troops are fighting so hard and living up to billing and are doing the Lord's work to ensure that we rid society of all the level of banditry and the killings and all sorts that are going on in society. Kudos to our troops. When they do well, we praise them. Kudos to them. No confirmed case of Ebola in Nigeria. That's what the NCDC is saying. NDLEA arrests 75-year-old man, intercepts illicit drugs in multi-state crackdown. That's another case making the round as regards NDLEA cracking down people. Adelabu's sister and nephew freed after 3 days in captivity. People are not trying to say it, but I've been able to get some confirmation that Sunday Igboho played a role in this. We commend the police. We also commend, people that played a role in the release of these people.
Thank you very much, Rufai, for your take this morning on the headlines. We hope that our listeners are also listening to that, or they were also listening to that. Now, let's just bring to you more headlines that are on our national dailies. On the Punch newspaper, terrorism sponsors must be exposed, according to Akpabio, the Senate president. 416 Borno residents regained freedom months after abduction. That is very good news. We hope that this kind of news will be entering our ears every day, instead of the people being kidnapped, those who are released, those who are rescued, and attempts that have been fueled or foiled get to us. UK court remands man over murder of 41-year-old Nigerian. Nigerian to Nigerian is there. We also have Nigerian workers deserve a living wage. That is one of the stories there, and It's a debate that has been going on, and people talk about this. But is that really our solution to all the problems we're having? When you have a living wage and the conditions of spending that wage are still not favorable, you may just not be able to save anything. Court voids 110 billion naira National Assembly vehicles allowances a vote. That story is also there on the Punch newspaper. And what does it say? That the Federal High Court in Lagos has declared unlawful the National Assembly's controversial 110 billion naira expenditure on vehicles and allowances for lawmakers, holding that the spending violated procurement laws, constitutional obligations, and the public trust. In a judgment delivered on May 6, 2026, Justice Yelim Bogoro ruled that the planned expenditure of 40 billion naira for the procurement of 465 vehicles for members of the National Assembly and 70 billion in support allowances for newly elected lawmakers breached the provisions of Public Procurement Act and Code of Conduct for Public Officers and the oath of office prescribed by the Constitution. Our country is neck deep in debts, and then the National Assembly is planning to spend 110 billion naira on cars that they can comfortably buy for themselves with their own money, and then they are going to also spend money to support newly elected lawmakers, make life comfortable for them, raise their status. For those who were not big enough, let them measure up. Oh dear God, in our Nigeria. Anyway, still the states rush to deploy forest guards as insecurity deepens. That's another story there. And Tinubu says we won't bow to terrorist intimidation. That's the vow he has taken. He won't bow, or they won't bow. The government won't bow to terrorist intimidation. Federal government slashes ministers impressed to 700,000. All right. On the Nation newspaper, we also see the leading headline there. Tinubu declares tough stance on terrorists and bandits, promises relief for Nigerians. Okay. I hope the relief will not come in the form of rice. That's not what we're looking for right now. We're looking for relief such that you can travel on the roads without fear, relief such that you can sleep in your house and know that you're safe. That kind of relief is what we want. And for the people who are collecting 5,000, one bag of rice, or even 10 bags of rice, that means you too are paying for whatever is happening to the people who are in the bushes and who maybe in the future will be kidnapped as well. Because if you want to demand accountability, you start by saying, this is what I want, not rice. And you don't say that by accepting bribe, first of all. Okay. We already know that they abducted children, the sister and her children of the former Minister of Power have been rescued. We saw the videos of the abduction. We also saw the videos of the rescue. And I saw a Facebook post where somebody labeled the abduction scene 1, labeled the rescue scene 2, and where some people were talking about whether this was scripted or it was real and all that, and they were picking holes in whatever was happening. But the bottom line is, we thank God the woman and her children have been rescued. But the worrisome thing is the person who was saying scene 1, scene 2, and we're waiting for scene 3. Hopefully maybe the scene 3 should be the rescue of the rest of the children who are in the bushes. Someone now petitioned the Nigerian police and said they should go and arrest this person to come and explain why she thinks that this was staged, this and that. People are putting energy into something that is not worth it. Why not put that energy in petitioning the police to do the needful and also rescue the people that are in the bushes who do not have a relation who has been a minister before? That's what we should be talking, and not fighting each other over who said what about what. If it's a conspiracy theory that it was staged, or even if it's not a conspiracy theory that it was staged, people are bound to believe, how is it possible that in the space of less than a week, these people have been rescued safely? In fact, in someone's house, and the others are in the bush, so many days in the rain and in the sun. And then somebody wants to talk about the fact that the police were swift to do this, maybe because someone is rich or is part of the government, and you're saying the police should arrest him. Instead of joining voices to say, police, if you are strong enough, also show working to rescue the people who do not have people that are in government or have been in government. Who does this thing? Anyway, ADC presidential ticket, why Babachir Lawal is attacking me. That is Atiku saying that. You might need to read that also on the Sun newspaper. Federal government won't surrender to terrorist bandits. Tinubu assures Nigerians. That is in the Sun newspaper. PDP crisis, Wabara, Babangida Aliyu, Jerry Gana, others sue INEC, seek recognition. Patients lament shortage of staff, drugs in Ondo, Oshun, Ekiti hospitals, and Katsina government is saying we're working to rescue General Abubakar and wife and the others. Lagos assures residents of safety. Troops foiled bandit attacks, rescue two farmers in Sokoto. And then there's so many other stories there also on the Sun newspaper. Quickly, Vanguard newspaper says, why we want Tinubu's job. Atiku, Obi, or Olawekbo Hashim, and others giving reasons why they want the present administration out and them to come in. So you might want to read that on the Vanguard newspaper. Why cooking gas will remain scarce and expensive is also a story. In fact, we also have heard a story that in Abuja now people are turning to charcoal and other things. So you cannot even buy kerosene, so you can't go back to using kerosene. So you'll go to firewood or charcoal. And how do we preserve our forests that we've been talking about? We've been talking about climate change and the need to preserve our forests. And the government said that we're working really hard to protect our environment and make sure trees are not cut indiscriminately. But how do people survive if they have to go back to using charcoal or firewood? That means it's the end to a lot of trees. So how do we reconcile that? Okay, so why cooking gas will remain scarce and expensive is a story there. FBI offers 250 million naira reward for information on wanted fraudster behind 1.2 billion naira scam or dollar scam. Yeah, so you might want to read that as well and see if you have the information that they need. Debt, oil output volatility weigh on fiscal outlook despite higher revenue. And on xenophobia, federal government approves 5 evacuation flights for 500 screened Nigerians. Anyway, let me stop there so far. There's so many headlines on the newspapers. I'd like you to just go through as many as you can. And when we open our lines, be sure to also contribute by calling us and telling us what you think about it. We've been joined by Dr. Peter Anosike, and he'll be talking with us this morning. Good morning to you and welcome to the program, Doctor.
Good morning.
Okay. So, well, good news. Still mixed feelings anyway. Let's start with that one. Adelabu's people have been released. The sister and her kids have been released. And in fact, it was recorded in video just as the abduction was also recorded. So we give it to the police. And also 460 or so have been released or rescued in Borno State as well.
What of the already children? No,
that's the
I'm
question. That's
you,
the question everybody is asking.
What of the already children, 2-year-old baby? Children that went to school for more than 3 weeks now, they are still wearing one school uniform. What happened to them? Aden Abu is a rich man, understand, and they say that rules are made for laws are made for the poor, exceptions for the rich. Understand? So they have gone and released the ruination of a rich man. Now left or the poor to their fate.
Well, before it even happened, when they were kidnapped, Nigerians were saying they know that these people will be released before, and there will be an outrage if they are released before or rescued before these other people who are in the bush and all that, because they will know that there's some hanky-panky going on. But they have been released, and everywhere is quiet, and the other people are still in the bush. Anyway, the Senate president is saying that terrorism sponsors must be exposed.
For how many years now? For how many years?
He said
now?
Nigerians should not give up hope. He was compelled to introduce monthly prayer sessions to tackle abductions, killing, and militancy when he served as governor of Akwa Ibom State. Were there kidnappings in Akwa Ibom in his time the way they are now? How does a government... Anyway, I don't know how you say that. He said there was kidnapping and all that, and then he was forced to bring up monthly prayer sessions to solve the problem.
That's what the rich always used to deceive the poor: religion. Understand? Religion is an instrument that was fashioned against the poor by the rich. And that's what a lot of people don't know. They will tend to keep on praying, keep on having hope. Understand? Things will get right. Why they are doing all kinds of things.
He said Nigeria must continue to pray so that terrorism sponsors will be exposed.
Excuse me, the 400 list that was given to them from UAE, what happened to it? And the truth is that those that are benefiting from this insurgents, insecurity, are the rich. Those that are benefiting from this insurgents we're having in the country now is the rich. And to stop these insurgents, get those who are benefiting from it, and they know them. They know them. So saying we introduce 1 month is deception. All right. When Tinubu said that policemen that we are escorting rich men, VIPs should be stopped. What did that Akpabio said? If he stopped, they cannot go to their villages anymore. That's what Akpabio said. Why didn't he pray? Understand me? If his security is withdrawn, why can't he introduce prayers in the Senate? So for me, it's one of their deceptions, and I pity those who believe them.
Well, the president has assured Nigerians that the government shall never, that's what he said, and I'm quoting him, the government of Nigeria shall never succumb to terror, banditry, or any form of criminality. So, end of quote. He stressed that safeguarding lives remain the government's top priority, noting that recent attacks and abductions underscored the need for sustained and strengthened operations by security agencies. So, President is assuring us.
For how many years now? That remains my question. He say he succeeded himself. He took over. That he and Buhari, we are one. Understand? Just as Jesus said, "I and my Father are one." So he said that he and Buhari, we are one. That he succeeded himself. Buhari has been saying this since 2015. Understand? So when will it end? This is still part of the deception. This is still part of that deception, giving you hope. Giving you hope until you die. That's exactly what they are doing.
I remember a book written by, I think, Wole Soyinka, where he said the safest prophecy you can give to someone is to tell them they are going to live to whether 100 years or 200 years. Because if they died, they wouldn't know.
Fenda say he will live 120 years. That's what Fenda said. He will live 120 years. Fenda died at 57. who can go and ask him that you did not so that is deception. That is pure deception, giving you hope upon hope, hope upon exercise patience. When you die, that ends it. So for me, we have had enough of all this. We have had enough of messages. What Nigerians need is action. What Nigerians need is result. You don't pay somebody for effort. We are making effort. You don't pay somebody for effort. You pay only for result. So what Nigerians need is not messages. What we need is action. Tinubu should release those 46 children and 6 teachers anywhere they are. Because he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and that's why I am putting it to him. It is his responsibility to release them.
Some people have argued that the state governors are chief security officers in their states, so they should do even more than the federal government.
That is pure hypocrisy. That is pure hypocrisy. One, somebody was saying Makinde. Does Makinde has power to command any policeman? The answer is no. Does Makinde has power to command any soldier? The answer is no. Understand? It is only federal government that has power to do that. And Section 14, subsection 2B of the Nigerian Constitution said that the primary role of the president, not governor, the primary role of the president is the security and welfare of the citizens. That's why he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. We don't have two commander-in-chief. Understand me? That is why in 2014, Tinubu told Jonathan to resign because of insecurity. In 2014, that should be November 4th, Tinubu told Jonathan to resign because of insecurity. Understand? And Tinubu said that the ball stops at the president's table. That was in 2014. So the Bible said, what you measured will be measured unto you. Understand? And what goes round comes round. Today it is his turn. So those things he was saying against Jonathan, he should start doing it. So for me, it is him that is responsible for the release of those people. Understand? In 2014, did anybody mention Shetima? When the Chibok girls were kidnapped, did anybody mention the current vice president, who is the governor of the state then? Was he mentioned? He was never in the picture. Some time ago, I saw one of these sycophants bringing the allocation of Oridia local government every month. Understand? See what they are getting every month. Still, they cannot provide security. Understand? 2014, did anybody bring an allocation of a Chibok local government? The answer is no. So why shifting standard? Why shifting standard? 2014, did anybody mention the chairman of Chibok local government? 2014, did anybody mention Shetima, the governor of Borno State? When the Chibok girls were kidnapped, somebody paid for a private jet for the principal of the school to fly to Abuja to go and meet Jonathan's wife, Patient. That was when Patient made that statement. Now only you follow come. That woman flew in a private jet, a principal of a school. He did not fly to Maiduguri to meet the state governor. He flew to Abuja to meet the president. Understand? So we shouldn't change anything at all. Understand? The responsibility of releasing those people is on Tinubu's head.
And when you were talking about allocation, well, maybe because of how we feel Nigerians are docile, Nigerians don't talk and all that, but we know, well, let me say, allegedly, that some of these funds do not even get to the local governments the way they should. They're still being dictated to by the governors of their state. They give them what they think they need and keep the rest.
For me, one of the biggest problems that Nigerians have is that they don't research, they don't read. Our constitution says that the money due to the local government should be paid in a joint account of the state and the local government. Joint account. That section of the constitution is still there. It has not been amended. So when they said that when the Supreme Court gave that
Autonomy.
people were rejoicing. I told them, look, this is just this is just 419. Understand? If Tinubu really wants autonomy to work, he should tell the Senate to amend that section. Understand? If Tinubu really wants this allocation to work, he should tell Senate to expunge that section that said that money due to the local government should be paid into a joint account. Understand? That joint account is between the state and the local government, which means as constitution stands today, the state government controls the money that is coming to the local government until that section of the constitution is amended. So what I'm telling you is what the constitution said and not what Peter Anosike said.
So it's just playing to the gallery, saying that there's autonomy. There's no real autonomy.
So until that section of the constitution is expunged or amended, understand? Even the governor of Adamawa State went to court with Sheyi Makinde to challenge the autonomy, understand? And Supreme Court would cite them based on the constitution.
Yeah.
Because that part of the constitution has not changed.
Okay, but what do you make of this move by the federal government? It's on the news here. The headline says federal government slashes ministers impressed to 700,000.
We are no more children in this country. Understand? We are no more. They cannot be deceiving us as if we don't know. We cannot even count ABC. What is their impress? Just like the money that senators are making, is not their salaries. It is their allowances. That's where the money is. Understand me? Our constitution said 36 ministers. Understand? Each from the states. That's 36 states. Understand? But Tinubu is running with about 48 or 49 ministers. And these ministers have their SAs. Understand? They have their senior advisors. They have their PAs and so on and so forth. This is bogus government. When John Mahama of Ghana became president, what he did, he dissolved 7 ministries. Understand me? He dissolved 7 ministries, which means 7 ministers gone. The SAs and the PAs they have appointed gone. The only way to rule this country is through what is called small government. Understand me? If you cannot run a small government, you can never succeed. Everywhere in the world, countries that are succeeding have a small government, and that was why Donald Trump came up with his there was a department that Elon Musk headed.
Yeah. ICE.
To reduce the cost of governance. The problem with Nigeria is we have a high cost of governance, and that's why we are spending over 50% of our revenue on debt servicing, not even debt payment. Debt servicing, not even payment. Understand me? Not even payment. So the problem is their impress does not mean anything. They don't even need that impress.
But the impress is not even supposed to be for them to spend on themselves. The impress is to run their offices.
To run the offices.
If you reduce it, how will that help governance?
We have a dual department, dual ministries, dual agencies in Nigeria. That's 2-3 agencies doing the same thing. So for us to get away from this financial mess we are in, we need to streamline government. We need to. ICPC and EFCC are doing basically one work. ICPC and EFCC are doing basically the same work, and they have 2 different heads. Understand me? Which means for one job you are paying 2 people.
What's the marked difference between their job and even the Bureau of what do they call it? Bureau of Public Conduct. How do they call this?
Conduct Bureau.
So their job is almost the same as
that's
this other
what
one.
I'm saying.
So which means that's three ministries doing the same thing.
Duplication of a department agencies. That's where our money is going. That is where our money, 90% of our money are being used on those on government. Many of them fighting, doing the same thing. Understand? Just like when you see civil or defense and the police fighting.
Code of Conduct Bureau. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember.
Code of Conduct Bureau is basically that's for asset declaration and all those things. Understand me? So I'm talking of ICPC and EFCC. They are doing basically the same job. And the chairman of ICPC has his own PS and SAs. The chairman of EFCC has the same thing. Understand? So you are paying double salaries for one job.
Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Livestock. Livestock and agriculture are different in Nigeria. It's the only place I know that.
And so you have Minister of Information State. Understand? What are they doing? So for us to
now we have NSA, and then we have another office. What do they even call it now? So National Security Advisor. There are 2 offices that should do the same.
That are doing the same thing. So you see 2 people now competing who will shine more.
And they don't even share information.
Understand me? No, if you share information, let me tell you what happened there. I was on a radio program on Saturday. Somebody called in and said it seems that Tinubu is overwhelmed. That Atiku Abubakar and P2B should tell him how they intend to fight insecurity if they become president. That they should give Tinubu their own style of how they intend to fight insecurity if they become president. So I say the purpose of winning election, the purpose of forming political party is to win election. And election is not like Sunday school. Politics is not like Sunday school. It is not like running for Young Men Christian Association position. Understand? If P2B or Atiku Abubakar should give Tinubu, understand, their strategy on how they will fight insecurity, and then maybe Tinubu start using it, what is P2B coming to do in the office again? Because what you are coming to do, somebody's already doing it. So I told that guy, you don't help your competitor. Understand? You at all. It understand me. You don't, even if you have the best the best strategy that will turn this country around, as long as you are aspiring for that same position, you keep it for yourself. That's how it works.
But I think we should have presidential debate, and we should make it compulsory that people come and debate. Whether it will affect the results of the elections or not, but I think Nigerians have should have the right to listen to people who want to govern them and choose for themselves.
Did Buhari attend any
That's the
or
thing.
debate?
We've not made it to be a law, because if we make it a law, then we will hear them talk. There should be debates. They have very bright minds that could come talk to us, and we should be proud of the people that we elect. Anyway, before we wrap up, court voids 110 billion National Assembly vehicles allowances vote. They are thinking about spending 110 billion naira for vehicles, and then we have all these stories how they are going to share this money into people who should get what and all that. But 110 billion naira.
They're not even considering the situation of the country. They're not even considering the people that they are representing. Understand? They don't care. And this stems from the person at the top. Understand me? This is where all this problem starts, from the person at the top. If I'm the president, I drink only Fanta. You can never drink beer. Understand me? If I'm the president, understand, I wear Nigerian made. You can never wear foreign made. Because everybody looks at the person at the top, his conduct, his character. Understand me? If the president is prudent, everybody under him must be prudent.
Yeah.
Understand me?
It follows.
Everybody under him, because ideas, inspiration flows down from the top. Understand me? So those days that governors including president, are driving Mercedes cars. Understand? If the president is driving a Mercedes car, you can never drive a car above Mercedes. So that's why they say once the head is rotten, every other part must be affected. So Nigeria should think well.
Okay, a final word to Nigerians. You've started by saying they should think well. Anything else before we wrap up and give them some time to talk? Our people some time to talk. Yeah.
Well, right now, as the country stands, everybody is confused. Election is coming. Understand? I don't know. This is June. Maybe in the next 6 months. Understand? The opposition are trying to find their feet. But in an election, it is the responsibility of the people of the party in opposition to make the one in government look bad. Understand me? And the more bad the party in power looks, the better for the parties in opposition. Understand? Because this is what will warrant people to ask for a change. Understand? So the opposition shouldn't be pitying the party in power for any reason. Understand? Understand me? They should come up with all the arsenals that they have and begin that to hit on the party in power. The more bad they look, the better for the parties in the opposition, and the more angry the people becomes. That's why I say that anger is a very big strategy in winning elections. So with all this that's happening, is to the advantage of those in the opposition. Understand me? So that's how it works.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor, for coming this morning. And sorry we had to take you earlier than before, but it's worth it.
I still want to, let me just talk about my book.
Very briefly, please.
Briefly. My book's Abuse of Power, How Democracy Turned into Tyranny of the Few, is still on sale. And all that I'm saying now is 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 boldly expressed in the book on how to defeat an incumbent. Understand? It is boldly expressed in the book. So abuse of power, how democracy turned into tyranny of the few, is still on sale. Dangote 10 Commandments on Money, a one-on-one interview that I had with Aliko Dangote, is still on sale. Then how to become the best you can be, a self-development book, is still on sale. And each of them is 5,000 naira. I made it affordable because of the economic situation that's of the country. Each of them is 5,000 naira. Understand? And if you want it, you can come to the radio station, VOP 90.3 FM, at 42 Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road. That's Airport Golden Tulip Hotel. You can get it there at 5,000 naira. Then you can also send a message that I'm interested in the book to 080 35 77 92 30. 080 35 77 92 30. I did not say call. Don't call. Just send a message. I'm interested to this number 080 35 77 92 30. It can also be delivered to you in any part of the country that you are. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for coming on the program. You're still listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And I'll take some messages now. When we get to 8 o'clock, we pay some bills and then we open the lines. That's how it's going to be. And when we do, you keep it short and simple. We've been talking with Dr. Peter Anosike. He's been giving his own perspective on the headline. So when you call us, you give us your own perspective. And that's what we're going to do this morning. Let me begin with this one. Which says, good morning, Nyamgula Gaji. Nigeria is nosediving and little or nothing is being done to salvage it. Nigeria has never been this bad until APC came to power. They've taken us 50 years backwards. Bloodshed, corruption, bad economy, insecurity, and these crops of incompetent leaders are fighting to come back in 2027. Nigerians should resist them. Let's take back our country from these marauders parading themselves as Democrats. Enough is enough, Nigerians. God bless Nigeria. Edozie Din Naji wrote this in. Now this says compulsory presidential debates, compulsory monthly presidential media chats, midterm elections. This should be made compulsory if we want our polity sanitized. All government officials must use made in Nigeria facilities, example hospitals, schools, shopping, etc. The type of insecurity under APC, there's fear of the Jews in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu should be freed. What he saw sitting, government couldn't see even from a rooftop. This is from Chijioke. And we also have, good morning, Nyamgul and Dr. Anosike. The analysis on Tinubu's government's bogus cabinet and spending are the reasons I tell Nigeria that Tinubu is not doing any reform. A luxury cabinet, as long as Nigeria's cost of governance is one of the highest in the world, there's no economic model that will improve anything. All the statistical figures they are using to rate Nigeria are just paperwork. Amechi from Mafuluku. And then this says, morning to you in the studio. On the rescue of kidnapped Adelabu's sister and her twins in Oyo State, and the 46 people in Orire kidnapped in the same Oyo State are still there almost 3 weeks after being taken from the school. I hope our leaders know that same way the Adelabu sisters were born is the same way Orire kidnapped children were also born. I hope our leaders will do everything possible to rescue these 46 as soon as possible. And our governors are contributing to this insecurity by not signing death warrant of inmates that has been condemned by that have been condemned by competent court. So these criminals know that later they will be granted amnesty in future, and that is why criminality is triumphing in Nigeria of today, and criminals make it quickly in the country. From Adeshino Wasiu in Ikorodu. Does the lawmakers know? Do the lawmakers know that it is unlawful for the purchase of car? Do they read the Constitution at all? On security, the solution to end terrorists and kidnapping is for the indigenous people to protect their territory because the external forces can't secure the people by land more than the indigenous. But they should be equipped unless they have air fighters to do what when they're ready. From Coach Koto. Thank you, Coach Koto. And this says, good morning. If a thief says, let's go to court, he is confident that the judge is his brother. Very big thanks to His Excellency Dr. GEJ, as the owner of the message knows himself in West Africa, not in East Africa. Message sent. That's Pop Chu in Ikorodu. Okay, I see your riddle, Pop Chu. Peter Obi should not mind Kenneth Okonkwo. Let him keep on talking rubbish. What happened to Joe Igbokwe recently at Ladipo Market will also happen to him. He's playing with the fire and can never escape the heat sooner or later. His sycophancy is becoming unbearable to the Igbos. Have a great day. DK from Iba. I don't know what happened to Joe Igbokwe. Okay, but anyway. Stevie Kelu is saying, kudos to federal government in their plans to evacuate some Nigerians in South Africa back home. They should come home because anywhere is good for the children of God. Instead of being consumed in the senseless xenophobia, may God help Nigeria. Steve Kelu writes from Maryland. And do you see how the sister of former Power Minister Adelabu and her sons were swiftly rescued from kidnappers just a few days after they were kidnapped? Yet the 46 school kids and their teachers are still in captivity 3 weeks on. Who says we are not living in George Orwell's Animal Farm, where all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others? President Tinubu says he will not succumb to terrorists, while Akpabio says sponsors must be exposed. When it comes to cheap talk, give it to Tinubu and Akpabio. What have they done to stop it since they came to power? The question is not only rescuing abducted people. We should ask how much does government contribute to fund ongoing terrorism in the country through the huge ransom paid to free those abductors, even though they always deny paying anything. Pascal Chimezie wrote this. Okay, it's still Voice of the People.
People, find your brand, find your voice.
Lagos, are you ready for an overflow like never before?
It's the Interdenominational Hour of Revival Lagos and the Ministers, Leaders and Business Conference.
Hosted by Bishop David Abioye. Get set for a divine encounter with the theme Exceeding Grace.
Grace that breaks limits, grace that lifts you higher, grace that changes your story.
Date Thursday 25th to Friday 26th June 2026.
Time 9 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. daily.
Venue The Grand Jour Event Center, 17 Billings Way, Oregun, Ikeja, Lagos.
This is your moment for supernatural advancement, your moment for kingdom empowerment.
Ministers, leaders, business minds, step into your next level by grace.
Don't just hear about it, be there and experience it live. Hour of Revival Lagos, Exceeding Grace. Don't miss it.
Voice of the People, find your brand, find your voice.
Hello, Mrs. Martins.
Yes. Oh, Mrs. Johnson, how may I help you?
Junior's body temperature is high and he's complaining about headaches and body aches.
Not to worry. Get Bruston and suspension.
Okay, ma. I'll call you back.
Bruston and Suspension for Children is a sweet-tasting brand of ibuprofen which provides relief against toothache, pains, and fever in children after 30 minutes.
Hello, ma. Oh, Junior, stop that.
Is everything okay, Mrs. Johnson?
Yes, ma. Junior is fine now. In fact, Junior, sorry, ma. I'll call you back.
Brustin and Suspension for Children. Always take the product after meal. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor. A quality product from Rambax. Voice of the People, find your brand, find your voice.
We're glad to know you're still there and listening to us on Voice of the People. Please, we're opening the lines now. If you call us, be sure that you speak your mind in a minute or highest 1 minute 30 seconds so that we can cover a lot of ground because we do not have much time in front to talk. 0700 903 903 903 or 080 3692 9933. If you want to connect via WhatsApp, it's 081 7175 6338. Call us now. Let's hear what you have to say. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Yambo.
Good morning to you.
Yes, happy new week.
Same to you, my brother.
My name is Shola. I'm calling from Egbeda.
All right, go on, Shola.
Yeah, quick one, I want to pick on the Undume's speech that the Americans should be called. I remember that there was a time this same man was implicated, either rightly or wrongly. Many years, I think maybe under Jonathan, that he harbored one of these people. What's my point here? These are the people, especially from the northern today. To the point of me, I believe, we don't call a spade in this country. We are not sincere. Nigeria has the characters of a failed state. I called into Esther's program last week, and I went to Google it. What's the meaning of a failed state? A failed state is a sovereign government has lost effective control over its territory and is no longer able to fulfill the fundamental responsibilities of statehood, such as maintaining law and order and protecting national borders and providing basic public services. In Yamgold, the question is, all these things have read out, is it not playing out in Nigeria? The only thing remaining now, which we are heading towards, if we don't salvage the situation, is a civil war. Look at what our leaders have taken us, where they have taken us to. So it's left to Nigerians. Awolowo said it, I'm rounding up now. Awolowo said it way back. He said Nigerian people will be the one that will fight for themselves. Don't let's depend on these people anymore. Nigerians, rally around each other. Forget ethnic or religious bias.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, morning.
Good morning.
Chicks calling from Aja.
All right, Chicks. Go on.
Regards to doctor, and to extend my appreciation, counting me worthy to be, chosen among the other weak recipients of his lovely book, wonderful book.
Oh, okay.
And with all humility, yes, I'm saying that I will, because of my schedule, and I don't want this book to be lying waiting, to transfer it maybe to the next caller, and I'll come to, because I've already promised that I will use my money to buy, so that I will give space for somebody else.
Okay.
Please help me tell you, I appreciate it.
What's your name again?
The Chooks calling from Aja.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And now, just to what you are saying, we have said it all. There's nothing we can do. Like if the Mulumi Lai, that is a chieftain of ADC, can be advising his principal that you should close rank with all other opposition. If opposition don't close rank, here come our president Tinubu 2027. There is no other way around it. They should not give Nigerians stress. Nigerians are intact, but they don't have a arrowhead. This system has failed completely. So, but they need the arrowhead. And if they cannot find it, if it is disjointed, if it is dysregulated, if it is discontinuous, there is nothing we can do other than to suffer and to smile again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chooks. Okay. While we're waiting for your call, this message is here. Let me just take it. Hello, Nyamgul. Kenneth Okonkwo should not be taken seriously. He is still living in bondage. Nigeria has been infested by kidnappers and terrorists planted by APC. Leader Abacha once said that if insecurity lasts more than 24 hours, government has a hand in it. May God help us. Sanctus from Oshodi. Morning to you all in the studio. I really pity the parents and families of those called themselves forest guards because they are going for a suicide mission. Are you telling me that what the military and police cannot do, it is the forest guards that will do? Your president traveled all over the world looking for investors, Abi. Is it the bandits and terrorists the investors he got for Nigerians. Oh God, arise and trouble those other troubling Nigerians. Mayor from Ikotumegbe. Thank you, Mayor. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Yango.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, God bless you. This is
Bless you too.
Mr. Lady of Lagos.
Okay.
Yeah, I listened to Basano CK. He has spoken well. But the truth of the matter remains, it still boils down on the president.
Yeah.
Okay, only and the twins has been released. You know, because he belong. We never thought of the children that are still in the bush up to this moment.
Yeah.
You know, this rascality is high time where we put it to an end. This president, from the one he assumed office, Nigeria started suffering, and nothing has changed. Rather, we are migrating from bad to worst to worst. No change, nothing has even, you have not even made an attempt to put a smile on people's face. It's unfortunate. But my candidate appeal to every Nigerian, we should go now and get our PVCs. Go, if you have the old permanent voters card, go and make sure that it's still valid. That's my candidate, because Bola Tinubu can never win election in this country again. As far as God liveth, Tinubu can never happen to Nigeria again. That's my submission this morning. Thank you and God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you very much. Okay, we have this message which is saying, with the rate of insecurity ravaging this our country, Nigeria, and the failure of our security agencies to protect and to release kidnapped victims, shows that the military and police have failed woefully and can no longer be totally hoped on for protection. The continuous integration of so-called terrorists into our society or security agencies is totally unacceptable, condemnable, and should be stopped with immediate effect. We can no longer continue with this, and I urge the government to look for alternatives to secure lives and property of the Nigerian citizens. Nevertheless, we will keep praying for the kidnapped victims, for their safe release, and for God's intervention in Nigeria. His Royal Highness B.C. Nwoku Inoshodi is sending this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Nyango.
Good morning, my brother.
My name is Matthew. I'm calling from Kafa, Ujibo.
All right, Matthew, go on.
Okay. My take here this morning is we have these terrorists, the kidnapped victims being brought back, 300 and something. But we are not seeing, they are not explaining to us how they got them back. In America, in advanced war, when such type of abduction is done and they are brought back, you see a clip. What happened? Now there is no gunshot, nobody wounded, and these people they are armed, and you are armed too. No gunshot, and suddenly, are they talking to food? Are we food in this country? They should tell us how the operation is being done. Nigerians want to know how these people were released. Please, we are no longer babies in this country.
All right.
They should let us know what is happening. How are no soldier wounded, no gunshot, but 360 released, and we are giving praises to the military. No. Something is happening somewhere.
Right.
Something is happening somewhere. Thank you, Yambo.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning. So Olu urges some of the APC supporters or some Nigerians to support Tinubu to fight against insecurity. It's not a welcome development because Tinubu is not serious and concerned about insecurity, and what matters to Tinubu is how he will rig the presidential election in 2027. This is from Leo from Lagos. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning,
Mr. Yango.
Good morning to you, my brother.
Yes. This is Boyeson from Afromedia.
Yeah, go ahead, Boyeson.
How was your weekend to start with?
My weekend was good.
Okay. You see, my brother, if we are not, it's rather unfortunate that things are going this way. Look at our legislatures. You can see a humongous amount being spent by them, and nobody cares. Nobody questions them. under the leadership of this Akpabio of a man who will just speak before he thinks. Yeah, I overheard people say he was praying that Nigeria should continue praying. You can imagine that. Yes, now we'll continue to pray while they will continue eating. That's just I think that's the idea. Yeah? I've said it severally. These people, they are so detached from the masses, from the Nigerian masses, and it's unfortunate. And nobody is saying anything. Those I expect to be talking to this government, the pastors who were so active in the past, who were dishing out words to former president. Now all of them have gone through. They don't mind the bit. They don't even care again. All what they're after is now to, ask their church members to donate tithes. But they can't speak again against this evil going on. People are being kidnapped. People are being maimed. People are hungry. People are suffering. Look at gas. The latest now. Yet these people, they don't have that human feeling. My brother, at times I wait for Nigeria. Have a blessed day. Thank you very much.
You too, Borison. Okay. It's a gladdening news to hear that 416 people have been rescued in Borno State from the hands of kidnappers. The government should please provide all necessary equipment for our military to rescue those who are still in the hands of their kidnappers. If available, the former power minister family members kidnapped in Ibadan can be released in Oyo. How about the students and their teachers kidnapped before Adelabu family members were kidnapped? Okay, I don't know who sent this in. You didn't write your name. Okay, Benjamin from Shogunle, I think that's you. And then we have Mazio Gochuku, aka Elder General from Isheroshun, saying Mr. President should exercise his full power as the Commander-in-Chief by giving out our security personnel adequate support without sentiment for them to flush insecurity out of the country. Our leaders and their wives should stop this useless campaign and focus on the serious problems this country is going through. Let those in charge tell us the problem of cooking gas. Please free Mazit Namdi Kanu. Thank you, Mazio Gochuku. And let's hear you talk. Hello, good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, my brother.
This is Mekudi Olatunde from Fijuade.
Mekudi, go right ahead. Thank you.
Well.
That's your name that sounds like money. Oh, dear God.
That's what we used to call me, Mekudi. But no, you see, Nigerian situation at the moment, we should note that even politics is involved.
Yeah.
Look at Adelabu sister. But I spoke with one security personnel, very highly intelligent. He told me that Adelabu adopted was those who adopted Adelabu sister, they were Mugun. He said because they live in the city. So it was captured in a house. If you hope you saw the video now. It was in a house. So he said, but why are they finding it difficult for those adopted in the bush? So we have drones. We have those people are using phone now. Look at that, my sister in Kwara State, Shaki, from Irepodo, local government. He was adopted at Ifelodo in Kwara. So these people, I still have one of their voice notes. I will check. You will see the way they are speaking. They speak Yoruba. Like let me say 20% of Yoruba language, and they are speaking their Fulani language. So from their information, they said there are those people in the Borno, Plateau, all those powerful Fulani from other country, from other West African country, invited them that are come. Let us move to Southwest now, where you'll be seeing, there are no Yoruba, some Yoruba people, and even Igbo, we have money, you understand? So anywhere they see a new face coming to the community, they give young guys money. They have insider, give them or buy Okada for them, give them money. You will see that soldiers have arrested some boys in Ogbomoso, those who they use their bank account and they bought Okada for them. They have been arresting people. I know by the special grace of God, these people from Ogbomoso forest will be free very soon. Okay. Lastly, concerning this election, I always say this and I will always say it. if opposition, they can never come together. Politicians, they are the same. They are all the same. Nowhere, even Atiku, all of them, they are the same. Because you will not believe when they see themselves on the street. Those who are, hey, when they see themselves on one, they will greet all themselves. They know this business. All of them are not united. I mean, the opposition. If you are not united, Tinubu will still win. Because politics is not win on the radio, it's not win on the social media. From the grassroots, start from the grassroots. Those who are in the bush will collect money from these people and vote for them. But we in the Lagos, we are wise. But don't compare Lagos with Hausa people. Look at now, from Nigeria, other countries, they are moving to the
wrap up.
Just reason for the election. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so let me take this message. In as much as I want to agree that the atmosphere, or let me say the manner at which the two sons and sister of the former Minister of Power, Mr. Bayo Adelabu, were kidnapped is different when compared with the way Oyo peoples and teachers had been kidnapped. To me, I believe if the state and federal government are taking this matter seriously, they can intensify more efforts towards ensuring that these innocent children and teachers in the captivity of terrorists for over 3 weeks are also released, so that their release can bring renewed hope to masses and not a scenario where the major concern and focus of government will only be on the rich and politicians. It should be clearly stated that every citizen is entitled to be protected by the government. No life is more valuable than the other. We all are citizens and we deserve proper protection irrespective of status. Is it not laughable that the first video to be released by security operatives during rescue mission is that of the sons and sister of the Minister of Power, Mr. Bayo Adelabu? I wonder why we have never seen that of the school pupils and innocent citizens that have been abducted and had been released or rescued by the military from the captivity of the terrorists and bandits. Nigeria, like I will always say, is the more you look, the less you see. Wow, God bless Nigeria. Temitokwe Onotaye from Jagamo community. Thank you very much for your message. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Yes, sir. This is Chike calling from Apapa.
Chike and the river. Go on, please.
Yes, I just want to say something briefly about your kidnapping.
Yeah.
When somebody will say, give us an excuse, is that it's because the kidnapped victim were inside the house. No, I disagree. The kidnapped victim life is even more threatened inside the house than forest. But the thing is, how I believe that the terrorists and their victim are up to 50 in numbers. And since about 20 days now, they have been there. The terrorists are there. I believe that they are drinking water and they are eating food. Somebody is from outside supplying them what they are eating. Even though the expense is not there, somebody is outside, giving them a lot of things, because the terrorists need to eat well to be able to fight if there's any confrontation. You understand? So now the terrorists have established communication with Nigerian government, which is I'm very, very sure that Nigerian government know where they are. Then why is it difficult for them to track people who are also communicating to the terrorists from outside? So if you check, you understand that there are so many things that Nigerian government is not telling us. And when people talk about this kidnapping every time, it is not a big deal for government, to solve. They know what they are doing. It's a very bad situation that our government is putting their hand in this kind of situation.
It's bad. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, some people will call it conspiracy theory, but the government is leaving a vacuum that people need to fill. And that is really bad. John Hollis from Ago Palace Way is saying, my teacher once told us that error from the head results in immediate failure of the whole body. Nigerians, get your voters card and participate in voting in good leaders with clean record, jettisoning tribalism for us to move forward as a nation. Okay. And then this one is saying, I drove all the way from Satellite Town to Golden Tulip VOP 2 Sundays ago for Dr. Anosike's book, but was told that it was not available. My name is Johnson. I don't know how you why you were told it's not available. I'm not sure that book is unavailable. So call the number or send him a message to that regard. And when you got there, I don't know who attended to you, but the books are always there. And I have been a witness to people collecting this book. So I don't know what happened to you. It's unfortunate, and we apologize for that. Maybe you can call his number and complain to him. Good morning. I wonder, are these leaders truly Nigerians? Why will anyone be a party to the destruction of his own country? Are they Nigerians? Njoku Anthony Chidebere chatting. Please release Nnamdi Kanu. That is the only thing, President Bola Ahmed. You know the truth. Freedom is all I cry for this morning. From Nasachi Unisex Apparels. And then you have this message saying, youths saw Joe Igbokwe at Ladipo and rushed him to stone him. It took some effort of leaders in the market to rescue him. That's what happened to him. Amechi from Mafuluku. Okay, I did ask the question that I don't know what happened to Joe Igbokwe. Please don't stone him. Don't take laws into your hands. Whatever he does, don't stone him, because that will be a very good excuse to do the things that you may not even imagine. The general consensus now is that we don't have a government. As such, we should come together to form a new government to be headed by Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. We should stop talking about Tinubu and APC. This is terrorism pervading our country at present. What a holocaust. Billy from Ikotum. Okay, thank you. Let me take the final call now. Please keep it very short if you're calling me now. Now, this is it. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Innocent. I'm calling from Mamu of the Face State.
Yeah, please keep it short.
Yeah. Please, what I want to say, when Elijah, the current president said Buhari is him and him is Buhari. So now Buhari bring a lot of people when he's president. Free visa and arrival. Now, president is the same. Let him return them back. So that's the most important thing. Let him create a security people that will manage, know who is who, know who I am, where the village where I come from and state. If I do not prove myself, they should send me back to where I come from. And again, all those governors that are saying one problem to another, they don't have the constitutional right to manage. Let them make a law. Make them prepare a note, send to National Assembly and to Mr. President. Let them change a law that every governor should manage his commissioner of police in his state. They can do it. They should stop lying. A lazy person is always complain. Let them put it on this thing, and government will approve it, and the Senate will endorse it. So Nigeria will move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And this one is telling me that I said I do not know what happened to Joe Igbokwe, meaning that I do not research at all. Thank you very much for reminding me. I love listening to you, but your statement rattled me. Thank you very much for that observation. There are styles to doing this job, you know. But let me not say more than that. But I'd like to thank you, everybody, for listening to the program this morning. And I'd like to inform you that I'll return at 10:30 with the brunch. And when I do come, we'll be looking at Nollywood today. How have they grown? What are the lessons to take into the future? What can Nigeria and Nigerians do to grow that industry? And what are we expecting of them? How can they sell Nigeria better? And all those things that we need to talk about. And I will be having as my guest a very, very important personality in that sector. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. See you later.
Voice of the people. Find your brand.